Hello, friends. Welcome to Echo Tales family. Every story has a message, and every message can change a life. Welcome to our world of stories. A father's last wish, 17 camels, and 3 sons who couldn't fulfill it. Until one wise man changed everything. Long ago, in a small village on the edge of a vast desert, there lived an old man with his 3 sons. The man owned 17 camels, his only source of income. He used to rent them out to travelers, helping people carry goods across the dry and endless sands. Those camels were not just his wealth. They were a symbol of his hard work and life's journey. Years passed, and the man grew old and weak. One evening, he called his sons near his bed. He said softly, "My dear sons, I have worked hard all my life. I don't have gold or treasures to give you, only these 17 camels. After I am gone, divide them according to my will, and never let greed or anger separate you." A few days later, the old man passed away. The 3 sons buried him with heavy hearts. When the time came, they sat together to read the will he had left behind. The eldest son opened the paper and read aloud, "My eldest son will receive half of the camels. My middle son will receive 1/3, and my youngest son will receive 1/9 of all the camels." As soon as he finished reading, they all looked at each other in confusion. The eldest said, "Half of 17? That's 8.5. How can we divide a camel in half?" The middle one added, "And 1/3 of 17 is 5.6. That's impossible too." The youngest sighed. "Even my share, 1/9, makes no sense. How can we divide this?" They tried to calculate again and again, but no matter how they counted, the numbers never worked. They spent days arguing, thinking, and worrying. No one wanted to cheat the other, but they couldn't find a fair solution. At last, they decided to seek help from the wise man of the village, a kind and clever elder known for solving even the hardest problems. They brought all 17 camels to the wise man's courtyard and explained everything. The old wise man listened quietly, nodding slowly. After a short silence, he smiled and said, "The solution is simple, my sons." He went to his stable and brought out one of his own camels. "Here," he said, "take my camel. Now you have 18. The brothers were surprised, but they did as he said. The wise man continued, "Now, as your father's will says, the eldest son gets half of the camels. Half of 18 is 9. So the eldest son took 9 camels. The middle son gets 1/3, said the wise man. 1/3 of 18 is 6. So the middle son took 6 camels. And the youngest son gets 1/9, he added. 1/9 of 18 is 2. So the youngest son took 2 camels. Now, let's see how many camels have been given away. 9 to the eldest, 6 to the middle, and 2 to the youngest. That's 17 in total. And how many are left? Just 1. The camel that belonged to the wise man himself." He smiled and took back his camel. The brothers stood amazed. The impossible had become possible, all through a single act of wisdom. The wise man said gently, "My sons, intelligence isn't about dividing things perfectly. It's about seeing beyond the problem. Sometimes, a small change in perspective can solve the biggest of conflicts." The brothers bowed to him in gratitude. They returned home in peace, each one realizing the true power of patience, logic, and understanding. From that day onward, they lived together in harmony, running their father's business with honesty and unity. And so, the story of the 17 camels became a timeless lesson, that every problem has a solution, if only we think with wisdom and an open heart. A moral of the story: wisdom is not about what you have. It's about how you see things. Every problem has a solution if you look at it differently.